So the silver grind is gonna be, I don't want to call it a grind, but the earning of silvers is gonna be rather slow. So everything else going down in price is only gonna benefit us. Quick thinking. Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at the suggested economy changes for the upcoming major update where all the campaigns are going to be merged. So there were a lot of people looking at the upcoming update in the open dev server, and it's and some people are really unhappy. So what we have established 100% sure is that the silver income isn't gonna be great. Like, there's gonna be a bit of a, you know, a grind curve you're gonna have to play to save up a silver, especially if you're a new player. If you're already a player and you have some sort of bank of orders stacked up, you're probably gonna be fine. But all the newcomers, they'll actually have to play and grind for the silver to spend then again on squads, tanks, planes, troops, weapons, and all the other nades and bags and stuff like that. So don't worry, no, they have not increased the earning of the silver. However, they've reduced a lot of costs that you would use the silver for. For example, the big one, I think the cool one, is they have reduced resetting soldiers' perks from 400 to 90. And it might not sound something you first thought about right off the bat, because we don't have the new perk system in the current version of the game. But the open dev server, I did manage to play around with the new perk system, and you literally have all the available perks that you can reset. And based on each of the soldiers' points that you've saved up by playing them, you can literally like click out and pick out and choose which perks you want. Obviously, you're limited by those points, but you can reset all of them and you can choose whichever you want. And for myself personally, that's a cool feature, especially if it's a pilot or a tanker, because there are some really cool perks for loaders, really cool perks for gunners, drivers, pilots, and so on, right? I will probably be resetting those, and I'll be picking the ones I like, because at the moment we have this bingo option. You get lottery, you get 3 different perks, and you have to choose from one of them, which sucks. So if you have a soldier that has a long list of perks, and update comes and you're like, okay, I want to wipe those and I want to pick the ones I actually like into selling soldiers. So they say that when you sell a soldier, we will return up to 95% of the purchase price. I am not sure how much a soldier costs, because I don't think in all of the dev server I went in to buy one. You can probably do the calculations from the orders that we have right now, looking at these prices. Without too much of a commenting, I can see that the increase is rather big. Like if you look at level 1, tier 1, 600, and now it's going to be 2,650. So it's a massive increase. And even for like the level 5 and tier 4, it was 2,800. And if you for some reason decide to sell a soldier, it's going to be almost 11k. So the change is absolutely massive. Again, I'm not entirely sure how much a soldier costs. I would probably say a 5% more than we're selling for. So I think that's a step in the right direction, again, for the economy perspective. So if you come in, even a remotely new player with quite a few soldiers, you come into the merged version of the game and you're like, okay, I don't actually need all the soldiers. You can sell some of the soldiers to cash into that silver and then use it otherwise. Purchasing a vehicle, I did go through the vehicles and we did unlock Tiger 2 on the open dev. It did cost 25,000 silver. It is absolutely correct. You can see the prices have gone down, and to explain you better what's a T1, T2 and T3 vehicle is, let's look at the tanks. Tanks have crews and they're called Tanker 1, Tanker 2, Tanker 3. So the higher you go up with your tanks, the higher tier level squad you need. So the beginning of the tanks, you'll probably have tanker 1 squads that are going to be operating the early tanks. Then the mid tanks, something like, I don't know, Panzer IVs and some M4A2 Shermans and things like that, even probably like Panthers and so on. Those are going to be crewed by tanker 2 squads. So that's the T2, so those are going to be 7,500, and all the big cats like Tiger 1s, Tiger 2s, IS-1s, IS-2s, top end 76mm Shermans, M18s, and things like that are going to be crewed by a tanker 3 squad. So those vehicles will now cost 15,000, which again, if you think about the economy and that we're not going to be earning as much silver as we would like to, it is definitely a step in the right direction. Same goes for the planes. 2,500, 7,500, and 15k for the top planes. Purchasing weapons. I did have a look at my own video from the Tech 3 of the first open dev server, and it's correct. It used to be 1,000, 3,000, and 5,000, and I've gone through again the T1, T2, and T3 squads with those weapons, and yeah, the price decrease is very noticeable. You can pretty much T1 and T2 weapons are going to be half price now, and the T3 again 2,000 off the purchasing price, which again, for the economy standpoint, you spend less, so technically it should be easier and better. So speaking of another thing that has changed, there's going to be changes in the squad carousel. I don't know why they call it carousel, because it's just like a list. So there was there's actually a lot of hassle about the squads currently, because there are some nations that you can literally bring out like 4 paratrooper squads and absolute cancerous gameplay. So what they've done, as of the new version of the merged Enlisted, you won't be able to have more than 2 of the same class of the squads in your lineup. So if someone does choose to bring out 2 paratrooper squads, they'll be able to do so, 2 flamethrower, 2 assaulteers, and so on. So no more than 2 of the same, with the only exception being premium squads. But it's a smart workaround, because I don't think there's like 3 or 4 of the same class for like paratroopers and flametroopers that you can buy premium. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can probably find a loophole somewhere that you can buy 2 or 3 or 4 even the same class, but generally people don't really buy the same class over and over again. So yeah, no more of that sort of spam. And regards the list of the squads, that was terrible to navigate to find the squads that you want to find. They're just going to add like a little kind of filter tab here that you can check mark, starting from rifle, sniper, assault, engineer, anti-tank, radio operator, flamethrower, mortarman, medic, tanker, fighter pilot, assault pilot. I think he was called attacker pilot actually before the update. Machine gunner, trooper, which is a paratrooper, and rider. I believe a rider is that a motorcycle squad probably. So yeah, you just take the one you're looking for, and you're gonna get only those squads in the list. So I mean, for some nations you're still gonna click assaulteers and there's gonna be like 10 assaulteer squads, but it will make it easier to find them. You don't have to dig through 75 squads, which is again step in the right direction, in my opinion. It's actually a fix that I didn't even think of, but it's a fairly simple fix, I gotta say. And yeah, and then there's again the engineers from Stalingrad, which supposedly are able to use assaulteer weapons, like an automatic weapons. They did say like a while ago that they'll keep the ability for the people that purchased and yada yada yada. You can have them and you can use the assault weapons. And now they're claiming that it is actually affecting the balance of the campaigns, and it's really tricky to explain to people that just began playing the game that why is this engineer running around with an assaulteer's weapon and how can I do it when you can't. So yeah, they will remove this feature from the engineer squads in Stalingrad. Is it fortunate? Unfortunate? I don't really. I'm gonna say honestly, I would not notice the difference if they can or cannot. If all of the engineers would suddenly run around with like I don't know, Thompson 100 round drum mags around and just blasting around, then you would definitely feel the difference. So yeah, these are the changes. These are the changes that we have in the game coming up for hopefully the second generation of the open dev server that we're gonna try and keep a track of and make as many videos as we can and hopefully stream it next time when it's live. So yeah, let me know what you think about these economical changes. I saw how much money comes into when playing. I was even playing all of the premium squads with a premium account, and I still didn't get that much as I might have thought I would. So the silver grind is gonna be, I don't want to call it a grind, but the earning of silvers is gonna be rather slow. So everything else going down in price is only gonna benefit us. So that's a massive step in the right direction. I am interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure you write them down in the comments, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.